Good afternoon. It's October 4th, 2023, and today we had uptrend day. Perhaps it's like a spike in channel. I'm seeing that now. Yeah, so that looks like it was influencing prices right there. So spike in channel, we had an overshoot. We'll take a look. I don't think that would have really helped you except down here. Um, I do believe that prices were trying to hit this measured move of the midline from the overnights, and they came just shy of that. But anyway, so in the overnight, we had this move up. This is probably a spike in channel itself. Hard to say. But you could draw the channel like this, and you can see the midline influencing prices, and eventually we get a break. 5 o'clock comes right here as we're going sideways. And, you know, it had to feel like it was late in the trend. So I don't think you want to take any of this. You can see this probably an exhaustion bar, 32 ticks. But what time was that? 5:15. There was a news item too. So all the buying just disappeared after that, really. I mean, you get a first entry, second entry, and then a higher low. I like that when it closes above the EMA, but you can see the trend line was um, kind of acting as resistance here. Then we make this double top and sell off, and you get a first entry, failed second entry long. And I like that setup because this looks like a double top, and the selling looks strong enough, and the buying looks weak enough for that to work out and give you at least a scalp. And so we bounce off the midline. Hold up, I had the range. Oh, no. That's, I think, so we had the closing price right there, but I think I had something like that. Okay, yeah, so it's off that price level, which is, yeah, the closing from yesterday. So we bounce there, and you make this higher low, and then you get a first entry, failed second entry, because this looks like a double bottom. So that looks like a reversal to me. And, you know, we didn't make a new high here, so I think this is worth the risk. How much room you got? 75. Yeah, and you got about 7 points to the upside, so I like that. When you get this, you could probably argue for this to be a double bottom, first entry, second entry, but really to me it just looks like a double test. And then you get this lower high, but you're a little close to the EMA. But I like both of those. I like this one much more because this one looks like there's some strong buying, so that's a little risky. I like this one though. And I don't see anything in here. Come down here, and really we're just flip-flopping here, so I don't like any of this. You do get a first entry, second entry, but you don't have any confirmed trend line. So I mean, maybe you consider this because we just had this what looks like a triple top, and it looked like prices were heading down. Then you get confirmation right here, and you could really argue for this one, but it's a tough. The signal bar is no good, but what I was going to say is you could argue for this one to be a second entry short, but even still the signal bar is no good, so I don't think you can take it. And we get this lower high all the way down here. Really, that's like a failure. And then we just ride the trend channel down. I believe this is the low of the channel. And you get this overshoot, and eventually we get a break. But, you know, this is necessarily couldn't, I mean, it could be different. I could be wrong. That looks like a midline right there. So let's just keep it like that because you can see touches here, touch there, touch there. This looks like a midline. So we'll keep it like that. So anyway, we sell off to the lows of the channel and then we reverse up and we can't make it to the highs of the channel. This closing price is acting as resistance. We come down here, first entry, second entry, but you're kind of just in no man's land. But it looks like a double test of this price level. So I mean, there's reasons to like that, but I'm not gonna mark it because I just feel like you could get another leg up, especially with this leg. We haven't come back to the trend channel. You could get some more buying. I don't see anything in here. You get a second entry short here, but signal bar's no good. And then we reverse from that spike in channel. So I wouldn't say this is confirmation. I would say confirmation is over here. And you do get a lot of buying here. And it looks like this is a second entry long, but it kind of looks like a reversal pattern too. So maybe you take that. I mean, I like it. I like it. There's a lot of buying there. And there's room to these highs for a scalp. I mean, I'm pretty sure. So no, there's 3 ticks, but I still like this one because of how strong the buying is. But I mean, I let's look at it like this. So we haven't had a break of this channel. I'll mark it green, but I like it. So we get that second leg up, and then it just goes sideways, makes a new high, and reverses, and you get a failed second entry long in here. So that's aggressive because we don't really know what prices are trying to do. You know, they're flip-flopping a lot. But if you're expecting a new low, or at least a test of this low, because we really haven't gotten one yet, then that's pretty, that looks like a good entry. And you can see strong selling. And then we go sideways, we make a new low, and then it reverses. So I'll draw this. Something like that, break sideways, new low, and then it reverses. First entry, failed second entry short. There's a lot of strong buying in here, but you're going long into this closing price, which has been acting as resistance. There's reasons to be a little nervous about that. We come up here and you get a second entry long, and it's off that trend line. So good signal bar, room to these highs. I like that one. And then we get a break and just some sideways stuff, really. I don't think you can go short in any of this. I don't think you want to take this long, although it's tempting because we made a new low. So when you get this higher low, maybe you take that and ride it up to these highs. Ends up going much further. You get this breakout, and then you get a pullback, and you get this bounce right here. So, I mean, yeah, you can expect a second leg up after this, but I don't think you can buy this because it's a first entry. And so then we're really just going sideways. Get a big old gap right here. This is a second entry long, but it closes below the EMA, and I don't know, you're buying pretty high, so we had a break of this channel and a move to a new high, so not crazy about that. Comes back and tests that level, bounces again. We're making new highs, but not convincingly. And we come down here, and you get a first entry, second entry. That's also, you could argue for it to be a double test. I think you got to take this one. And if you don't take that, I think you got to take this lower high. And if you don't take that, there's a failure, maybe you take that, but you're going into these lows, so not crazy about it. Then when you come back here, you get a first entry, second entry, off the trend line, take that. And you can see a lot of people like that one. We pull back to the trend line, but now we're coming up short of the lows of the channel. So I think you got to sit it out. First entry, failed second entry long. Maybe you take that, it looks like a trap, but I mean, we're coming up short of this channel's low. So go sideways, get a break. Actually, this is a second entry short, but it looks like we're going higher. And then the floor falls out, you get a new low, and then it reverses. And I don't see a way to get in on this move. This looks like a second entry long, but you're going into... Now this looks like a second entry long. You're going into swing highs though. So it's a bit aggressive. And I believe this is an overshoot. And you go sideways, and then you get another couple of legs up and more sideways stuff, and then sell off, and then rally, and then sideways. And that brings us to the close. So that's how I saw it today. I hope everyone had a great day. I'll be back tomorrow.